Another walkthrough. Away we go. These little bad boys are the Project Cubes. It's the large set. So what you're getting with these guys is either a set of really quite wide pinches, which rotate around if you want. You've got, or if you set, you can actually set it so you've got like large edges or slopes without too much bother. Varying angles. You've got a slight one here, tiny one, big in-cut slope on this guy. They are pretty much what it says on the box. They are cubes, pretty much. As usual, nice flat washer, super flat backs. You can see they've been super well sanded. You can see we mark our holds as well because you kind of lose them sometimes. And the texture is actually a little bit finer than most of the normal Project holds. It's actually much smoother and actually much nicer to the feel. On to number 2. This one's a big double hand match. Fairly large. Again, super flat backs. You can tell these things have been sanded. You can see the grain of the sandpaper they're using. In fact, you could probably guess the grade they're using. It looks like they're using about 80 to 100 on their belt sander. But this guy, super little thin edge, 1.5 pads. This side actually gets bigger one side to the next. You're looking at 2 pad to 2.5 pads, big double hand. Huge slope, 3 pads, but let's face it, at this point you're going to be pinching the thing anyway. And it does actually taper in on you, so it's thin here and it gets a bit wider, but shallower at the bottom. So you're looking at a great big pinch whichever way you want here, and then a much wider pinch here. Number 3, honk. This guy, again, all of them are fairly similar in vein. They're all big pinches, or if you rotate them around, like slopes or slight flat edges. This guy is a flat edge, but it's got a nice curve to it. Same again, curve on this one, curve on this side, curve on this side. So when you're actually grabbing it, your hands are going to want to do this all of the time. So they're not going to be the easiest things, even though they are quite large. Stick them up on a 45. You're looking at something that's going to be as hard to hold on to as, say, the Technic Svelte pinches or some of the Climate slopers. They're hard to hold on the 45. These are probably just going to be as bad. Always with the Project logo. Project logo. Chris? Number 4. A little bit scuffed up. They moved around in shipping a little bit. They could have been packed a bit better. They were actually in individual bags, and the bags were marked, but the holds move around in the bags because there's no packing in the bags, and there's no packing between holds in the box. So that's going to be rectified fairly soon because no one likes to get a scuffed hold. Same thing again. You're looking at 2 pads to a full-on finger on this one, 3 pads. So you're scoping out, but it is very, very sloped and smooth and slopey. You're looking at 2 pads on the top here, 2.5 to 2, getting thinner, a little bit flatter, and then the top is a big 2.5, 3 pad, depending on how big your hands are. The good thing about these, as I'm holding them, is despite them being cubes and therefore very geometric in their shaping, the edges aren't sharp. They're actually all nicely rounded. That's when I'm holding it in my hand. When I've got it on the wall, that may be an entirely different case whatsoever. Last hold of the set. Again, great big cube, huge pinch. This one is actually the most cubish, I'm not even entirely sure that's a word, the squarest hold out of all of them. So you're looking at 2.5, 2, tapers in on us again. Huge, horrible slope. Going to be super fun watching people try and match and get up on this. Again, you can double hand most of these guys. Big, super flat edge. Lovely little kind of corner pinch here. This is going to be fun to hold on to. Same as usual. Lovely inset washer. All of the bolt holes on these guys aren't bored. They're completely straight the way through. There's been some problems with some of the bolt holes and Project holes getting bored, but they've sorted that problem out. And as always, the Project logo. So these are the cubes. These are the large set from Project holds. They've only been out a little while. We'll get them on the wall. I'm not going on holiday again for another 8 or 9 years, so we'll see how they go and we'll get back to you. Peace. Chris? Chris? Are you going to cut the video, Chris? Chris? You should cut the video. Do some kind of page turnover. Do a page turnover now. Or now.